Hello. Today we are going to be writing sound poems. While I am filming this, it is just past howling time. I'm curious if you all howl at 8 o'clock, or if you can hear your neighbors howling, or your dog or your neighbor's dogs howling at 8 o'clock. I try to howl most nights, but every once in a while 8 p.m. sneaks up on me and I miss it. But I think howling is a perfect sound to describe this quarantine time. So if you want, you can write sound poems that are quarantine sound poems. You can describe all the sounds of quarantine. There might be other sounds, maybe just quietness. Maybe the streets are quietness and you can describe that as a sound. What I like to do is invite you, and you can try this at home, and maybe you can get your siblings and parents to do this with you. But something that can be really fun to try is to set an alarm for 5 minutes. And as soon as you set it, try to close your eyes and be quiet and just listen. And try not to move, but listen to everything that's around you, because sometimes there's little noises even in our houses that we don't notice until we're perfectly still. So see if you can notice if there's the sound of a heater or a fan or your refrigerator or your dog thumping their tail on the floor. There's little tiny sounds that you can hear throughout a house, so pay attention to that. Or if you want to, try it in your backyard and see what kinds of birds you might hear, or if you can hear chipmunks climbing up trees. And then also see if you can notice the sounds that your body might be making. So can you hear your breath? Can you hear your heart? What else can you hear in your own body? So pay attention to that. And then as you're writing your own sound poem, you can write about that experience and describe all the different kinds of sounds that you heard. Or you can write a quarantine poem where you describe all the sounds of quarantine. Or kind of like with the place poems that we did, you can choose a place and definitely include all your other senses as well. But try to focus the most on sound. What sounds can you hear in that place? And sometimes it can be fun to choose a really noisy place like a swimming pool or a fairgrounds or Disney World or someplace like that where there's a lot of commotion and noise going on. Or sometimes it can be fun to choose a quieter place where the sounds are there, but they're softer and less noticeable. And so you can write a poem that brings all those sounds to our attention as the readers of your poem. So whatever place you choose, there will probably be lots of sounds that you can explore and put on the page and describe in lots of detail, so that when I read your poems, I feel like I am reading all the music that is in the world right now. So check out the examples. And think about all the sounds and try to see if you can sit for 5 minutes quietly and listen and see what noises you can hear that might be surprising, that you've never paid attention to before. Something that can be fun if you want to do a challenge with your parents or your siblings is see who can be the quietest for 5 minutes. And then maybe after you can even talk about different sounds that you heard, because sometimes different people hear different sounds. So that can be fun. So try it, and I look forward to reading your sound poems.